Hello there, and welcome back through the magic of television. I have walked from the world's largest Surface laptop to the studio, and I am here with Vasu Jakkal. Hi, Vasu.
Oh, hi, Sarah, and hi, everyone. It's so great to be here. What fun.
I know, and of course, we're starting the day with security, which I might be biased, but this is what I want to talk about. So, Vasu, we could talk all day, but we only have 15 minutes, sadly. But tell me, how has the relationship between AI and security evolved? Because there's a lot changing, right?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's exciting times. I mean, you're hearing at Ignite, we're in this age of agentic AI, this emerging frontier firm is evolving. And what all that means is that you have AI, which has become mainstream in our life. And more than that, agents. You know, IDC is predicting 1.3 billion agents by 2028. And as organizations embrace this AI to really unlock that human ambition to create new possibilities, we as security teams have to think about what does that mean from a security standpoint. So as the potential of AI rises, we believe that to unlock all that, we need to start with security. And that's really the relationship between AI and security is one of trust. Because as you very well know, Sarah, all of this innovation of AI is happening against the backdrop of a threat landscape where the speed, the scale, and the sophistication of attacks is increasing. We're seeing 600 million identity-related attacks every single day. Using AI-powered attacks, attackers are 4 times more efficient in launching like phishing lures, and I can go on and on. And plus, there's also like data risks now, which are emerging as a result of organizations using AI. So there's a lot going on from an external threats, internal threat standpoint. There's a lot going on from a complexity standpoint for security. So as organizations really integrate AI, they need to think about security first, because ultimately security is about trust, and trust is absolutely required for AI.
I could not agree more. And like you said, well, with threat actors, they are. We're getting more efficient with AI, but so are they. So scary. But what are you seeing? How are security teams handling the growth of the agent workforce? Because what are customers saying, and what are they specifically maybe worried about? Because it's change, and we know as security people we dislike change sometimes, or it's a little bit
really.
Yeah, we could be concerned about that. Did you know?
I know. Wow, I would have never thought of that. No, you're so right, Sarah. And by the way, I super love that you're a security person. It's just so fun chatting with you. So from an AI perspective, there are two things that security teams need to think of. One is over the last few years, we've seen how AI is being used increasingly by threat actors to become more efficient, more productive, just like we are using AI. But they're also now using AI to create better phishing lures. They're using AI to do self-generating malware, to get really efficient and effective at cracking those passwords. We know that identity continues to be the battleground. So they're using AI to scale their attacks and to speed in their attacks on the existing attack surfaces, like our devices and identities. The second thing is AI also creates new attack surfaces, like prompts and responses, like models, like AI data, agents. And so security teams have to consider these new attack surfaces to protect comprehensively. What we're seeing is 4 main concerns that they're really worried about. The first one is data oversharing and data leakage. I cannot emphasize how important this is.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's been a problem for a long time, right? I mean, I think data security, but it's become more to the fore, right, with AI.
Totally.
The data security I always find was just something that people are like, oh, we'll come back to that. But now AI is kind of bringing it to the top of the list.
Absolutely. We've always had data risk. You know, in fact, 20% of data breaches are caused by insiders. So it's been there for a long time. But AI just speeds all that up. It accelerates that. So data oversharing, data leakage. What is the data my AI is accessing? Is it marked confidential, not? Like, where does this data live? Who's accessing it? That's the number one concern. The second thing we hear all the time is agent sprawl. With that 1.3 billion agents that IDC predicts by 2028, there's going to be a lot of agents.
Yes.
Like the next time we meet, you're going to have your agentic workforce with you and me with mine.
Agent Sarah.
Agent Sarah.
Agent Sarah, Agent Vasu, we won't be here.
I think that sounds pretty cool.
Our agents can talk to each other.
So you're going to have all these agents, and security teams are worried about how do you manage these agents? How do you secure these agents? How do you govern them? The conversation around observability and security has risen to the top. The third thing we hear about is the novel threat attack. So this new attack surfaces that I talked about, prompt injections and jailbreaks, which we never had these things a few years back.
No, these are new.
And how are malicious actors going to manipulate AI to do what they need it to do and cause incidents, wildcat incidents? And then the last one is regulations. And as AI becomes, again, embedded in everything we do, there are a lot of regulations. Just over the last year, we've seen 100 plus AI-related regulations. So organizations are also have to think about how do we make sure that we are compliant with these regulations. Those are the four mainstream challenges that we see and hear from security leaders all around the world.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So on that though, how can security teams evolve and use the AI to keep up then? Because we've talked about the concerns and that threat actors are using it, but of course we can use it for good as well.
I think this is probably my favorite question.
Okay.
And to give you some context on why it is super important for us to use agentic AI for defense, we have to step back and look at the talent shortage that we have in the security industry. I mean, you are a security leader, so you know what I mean when we have 4.7 million security jobs that are unfulfilled. And as AI gets adopted, the need for security increases. So I stare at this and I say, gosh, we have a really big challenge. That's why AI matters so much in the security industry. I believe that for the agentic age, you need agentic defense. And maybe I'm biased to say this, Sarah, I definitely am. I do believe security is one of the best use cases for generative AI. So what AI is going to help us is across from threat protection to data security to insider risk management to identity. We're going to have agents to do all of this. And in fact, at Ignite, we announced a dozen more agents. These agents do threat intelligence briefing for you. They do threat detection for you. They do advanced hunting for you. They also manage your data posture or your identity lifecycle or offboarding those devices that you may not want in your organization. So these agents are exciting, and we're bringing them in the workflow of everyone. So I'm excited about how generative AI can supercharge, turbocharge defenders everywhere and bring us these skills which we may not have in our toolkit, and also train the new generation, the early in career professionals coming into security so they can do what advanced hunters and advanced defenders do. Yeah,
I would also argue that these, as another pro, is that some of these agents are doing some of the really monotonous, boring things that are important, but it frees up people to do the stuff that still needs a person as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of my favorite agents is the phishing triage agent. Yes. Just last year we had 30 billion phishing alerts, 30 billion. So imagine if you are a security analyst just triaging that, how long that takes. And many of these are false. They're all false alerts, but you still have to go and find the needle in the haystack, or I like to think the needle in the needle stack, which is the real alert. And this is where the phishing triage agent can work side by side with you, resolve all these incidents, flag all the false positives, and then action that so that defenders can work on what's true. And we're seeing the phishing triage alert has resulted in 6.5 times efficiency. So now you can detect threats 6.5 times threats per minute faster. That's, I think, pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. And as someone who's had quite a lot of, I've had many phishing emails, as we all have, I would love to have someone or something take care of it for me.
It's pretty cool. You all should check it out. It's a pretty cool agent.
Yeah, I'm biased. I've seen it. I've played with it. It's good. It's good. So, also, there were lots of cool innovations that were announced at the keynote. What are you most excited about?
Gosh, this is like asking what's your favorite child, and you know how that conversation goes. So many exciting things. Please check out our blog so that you can learn more. But the three that are really, I think, top of mind for me. The first one is the Security Copilot agents that we announced. But most importantly, we are making Security Copilot in the flow of work for all defenders. So you have your agents, whether you're working in Defender, which is our threat protection tool, or Purview, our data security tool, Entra, our identity and access tool, or Intune, our device management tool. You now have these agents with you. Plus, we also have 30 plus partner agents, which is cool. And you get all these agents. And we are going to make Security Copilot available to all Microsoft 365 E5 customers.
Yes.
That is a pretty big deal.
Now, I have had a lot of conversations in the last 24 hours, about 24 hours since we announced that. And people have been, I think people are very excited that they can now go and use Copilot
it is
with
going
their
to be
E5.
so cool. So it's coming soon. It's going to be there with you. It's going to remove the friction from the system, and you're going to use it. So I think that is a big highlight. The second one is Agent 365. So we talked about all this agent sprawl, this concern about how do you manage agents, and Agent 365 now brings observability at every level of the stack. And the security controls that teams love and use, like Defender and Purview and Entra, are part of Agent 365. So you can use these technologies now to secure, manage, and govern your agents. So super excited about that. And the third one, and I know you know how much I love dashboards. People are like, what is your fascination with dashboards? But I do. I think a great dashboard makes your life easy.
I love a dashboard. Ever since
Me
Secure
too.
Score, like we love a dashboard
Me
in
too.
security.
And you're going to love this one. So we have a Security for AI dashboard, which is going to, again, be embedded in the workflow of every single defender. So you can look at your AI posture, you can understand your data posture for AI, your overall AI posture, you can see what agents are being used, what's going inside those agents, who's using it, is it sensitive data or not. So it's pretty cool. So there's lots and lots. I can keep going, but we're going to run out of time. But I would say those three are top of my list.
Yeah, I definitely, when we released the book of news yesterday morning, and I may have known about a few being that I work for Microsoft, I was going through all the security stuff straight away. But it's exciting. But the last question for you is, what are CISOs, depending on what part of the world you're from and how you say it, and security leaders thinking about the future for security, and how's Microsoft kind of contributing and helping them?
I do like it when you say CISO. It just sounds really cool.
I say CISO.
So I'm just going to go with that.
Yeah.
So what CISOs say when we talk to them across the world is they would like security really embedded into every flow that they have to work with. And so with that in mind, and all of these challenges, that they're seeing, from data oversharing to threats to regulations to managing agents. So that notion of how do you make sure that security is just all around you? How do you make sure security is by default, by design? That is really important. And that's helped us inform our vision as we've evolved our vision on security needs to be ambient and autonomous, just like the AI it protects. And I think that's very exciting for them. They are looking forward to how Microsoft is going to build in security, and also make it autonomous. Think about red team and blue team agents working with each other. And also how security now becomes the core primitive across everything, whether it's agents and apps, whether it's platforms and clouds, whether it's that infrastructure, just all around you. So security leaders are looking for that comprehensive security. They're looking for consolidation. They're looking for AI, securing AI, and also using AI for security. And I do think our AI-first end-to-end security platform is something that they're very excited about, and they're very excited to secure their AI as well as use AI for security with it.
Yeah, it's there's always lots going on in security, isn't there?
There's lots going on.
I'm gonna flip the question, the question around for you. Maybe we've got time for one, but what keeps you up at night with regards to security? What kind of worries you more?
I think what worries me most is the speed and the scale with which the threats continue to evolve, and the creativity that attackers are going to show using AI for attacks. So that worries me a lot, because they now have this tool and they are going to maximize that. And so I think it's so important for us as security teams, as defenders, to make sure everyone does security, not just the security teams, but security is a co-priority for everyone around the organizations.
It is.
And that we are also using agentic AI for defense. So I think the AI risks that come, especially with threat attackers using it, worries me a lot. But then I'm an optimist, as you deeply know. So the opportunity. We have to be. The opportunity that agentic AI is going to bring to finally change that asymmetry, I think is going to be super exciting. So I know you asked me like what keeps me up at night, but I'll say what I'm really excited about is how we are going to do that.
It's both. I totally understand what you mean. Well, Vasu, it has been a pleasure. And of course, we can read more on the blog online.
Yes, please do.
Go and read what's going on at security. And that's all we have time for, sadly, although we could talk all day. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.